Perry Peacock here with Wilderness Innovation, and it's raining. It's been raining for the last little while here. Thought I'd set me up a shelter and show you another little tip for using your shelter. I recently did a video on showing how to do some wedge shaped shelters with our square PST series of tarps. I'm going to show you another little thing you can do with that very same setup. And I thought, since I really didn't show how to put up the shelter recently when I did that video, I'll just give you a few tips on how to set that up. So, first of all, you see here's a corner of the tarp right here, and so we're diagonal from here up to that very point way out there, 14 feet away, is the opposite corner. And what I'm doing for this setup is going to the first tab and on to the second tab, the tie-out tab, and driving my tent stake. And then I just tent stake both of these out in the same way. Then what I do is I take that, just fold it under. That gives me a square back on the back portion here. And then we'll go up here and I'll show you what we do on the front side. Alright, so the next thing here is we just come up to this next corner here. So I'm coming from that tent stake. I'm just coming straight out to the corner. See, this is a corner right here. So I'm just coming out to that corner and putting our stake in here. And I do the same thing on that corner over there. So now if we look at it, we basically have a square. If I were to throw that back like that, we basically have a squared kind of a setup here. That's basically our footprint of our shelter. Now then, the next thing we're going to do is I'm going to gather a couple of poles, and these poles are going to be long enough so that we can pull the shelter up like this on both sides. So I need 2 poles about as high as I can reach in length. I think I'll go down the trail right here. I think there's some little bit of some fallen wood I can use. I think right here we got us a couple pieces. That one's not tall enough straight. Now this one right here is, that right there is plenty good. Well, I can saw this one off right about in there, and we'll call it good. And I've got my, you didn't see that, right? So I've got this poncho, I got a hoodie pocket on it. So I got my silky saw in my hoodie pocket. Now I just bring it up here. I'm going to cut it. I'm going to cut this plenty long enough. I can always cut it off shorter when I get up there. Put that back in my hoodie pocket, out of the way. Then I'll just trim off these branches with my hatchet. We'll be good. I'll get one more like that. Upright pole. Alright, so it's been raining here. See how tall we gotta really be here. Actually, that's it right there for that one. Alright, so when you're laying out 10 stakes on something like this, where you got to come from a ridge pole, and you want to get the optimum placement, so you can do, a lot of times you can do just with one tent stake and draw line. So you draw a straight line from the back opposite corner to the front corner here, and you make that imaginary line out here. So I need to be right in here with my tent stake to go to this pole right here. So that's a way to estimate about where you need to be. That way we get the equal pull to the front and to this side here, which gives us, you know, overall the best tensioning with the least amount of cords. Well, now I'm in here. I'm out of the rain. You know, it's nice. I could just sit here and listen to the rain, actually. It's starting to come down a little bit more right now. I got this up just in the nick of time. But man, I love camping out. I love being in the rain, the snow, the heat of the desert. It doesn't matter. I like it all. But it's nice to have shelter, and that's what it's all about. It enables you to be comfortable, you know, in all kinds of different conditions. So this right here, the wedge shelter that I showed recently on a video. And I just want to show you one more thing you can do. And it kind of came from a question somebody had. And I was like, well, that's great. You got a wall here, you got a roof that goes back down. And you know, all that's just great and lovely. But what about get the weather coming in on you this way? Well, let me show you. I got a solution for that as well. And this shelter actually is, I didn't mention it right at the first, but this is what we call a combo shelter, what I'm setting up today. Alright, so here's the deal. A combo series, you're using like 2 tarps or 3 tarps or something like that, where you're putting them together. So that's really what that's what we call a combo. So, but let me show you. So what you got to do is you have to have a method for attaching the 2 tarps together, or that sort of thing. So we carry these, you can see this fine. We carry these mini clip, these easy clip minis, and a lot of you have bought these. We go through these like hotcakes, but they have a gripping surface right there. Has some kind of teeth on there. The other part of it is a wedge shape. So, and you see there's a little slot right there. So that wedge goes into that slot, and the harder you push on that, the tighter it locks it down. So anyway, so I got these right here. I just slide. If I went backwards, I could show you. So you just slide up inside of there. You push this other side up in there till it's snug. These are really meant to be grommet points, but because they have a grommet hole in them right there. But I use them oftentimes to fasten 2 tarps together, or to make a door where you close a door up or something, and you use these. So anyway, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a door for the shelter. So let me show you how I do that. The way I'm going to do this, I'm going to use my poncho. Because my poncho can be a poncho, it can be a hammock, it can be a chair, it can be a ground cloth, or it can be a tarp. I'm going to use it like a tarp now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do my snaps here. So what we want to do is we want to hang this thing with the hood facing down so that we don't collect water. And then what we're going to do is we're going to put that back in over top of there. Now I can lift it up a little. Can lift it up a little if I want. But see how easy this is? I just go like this, put everything together there, cinch her down, and there's that side done. Alright, so anyway, so here's our door up. I put a couple more easy clips, like on the side, right down here like this, to clip the, I just used two different colors so you can see real easy the difference. So my woodland is my tarp, and then my coyote is my poncho. So I just clipped those together, and I tied the bottom of the poncho to the tent stake at the bottom with the shock cord that's on the tent stake. So I just got 3 clips across here. Normally that's probably good enough. One on each end and one in the middle. But now this makes a nice door for this thing, and it works really well. Now the hood right here, it could actually just hang there. I mean, it's not really going to do anything, but these hoods have a snap on the chest right here, and they have a snap in the hood, and that's meant to snap the two things together, which makes it so it can't flip up or anything like that. You can also pull the drawstring down. So, but you can also, when you're on the inside, you can actually use this as a pocket to put stuff if you want. So anyway, so there's a combo setup using PSTL tarp in woodland, and I'm putting my PSSL poncho up here as the front of this. And now a PSS, a regular size, would also work. You just wouldn't have as much overhang on the back side. Okay, so this is on the poncho. This is where your draw cord goes, this tube right here. So what I did is, unless you have some pretty big wind or something, I just got 2 sticks, or you could get 1 stick. And I just trimmed off any pointed things on there with my hatchet. And you just slide that in there, and that provides weight right here. And that weight just holds this flap down across here. So that's a simple way to do it. Also, you also have tie-out tabs, one there, one in the middle, and one on the other side. If you wanted to tie it off with a rope, you could do the same. So that's how we can make this back part flip down, and that holds it in place without having to tie it down. Alright, so here I am inside of here. Got my door in place, and so I'm sheltered up. I mean, it's going to protect me pretty well from the wind. If I need to clip a few more easy clips on the sides, I can easily do that, in just a few minutes time. So now I can be all inside of here. I can be secure, can be out of the weather, and and I just used my poncho as a door, or as the front to this thing. So that's one very nice thing. And I just left the bottom on this side loose, so I can go in, just kind of duck under and go in and out of right there. And obviously you get in more of a storm, while you can fasten that down as well. But anyway, so this is a nice little setup. Works really well. It's a combo setup using a tarp and a poncho. So this type of situation here would be, typically, you set this thing up, and you're going to go to bed for the night. You clip your poncho in as the front, let that thing close down. You go in here, go to bed. In the morning you get up, and if it's rainy still or whatever, then you may unclip the poncho, throw it on you, and go hiking around. Tuck some of your stuff that's in here back just a little bit maybe, to get it out of the way if you need to. But typically I try to pitch my stuff so, you know, I'm not having the storm blowing straight in on me. So I try to, anytime I can, if I'm where I know how that's going to be, I typically try to pitch it like that. So now, as you might imagine, this poncho could also be pulled out in the front to make an awning on the front of this. There we go. There's an awning. There's an awning here pulled out. So now I could have plenty of shade or whatever I need, that sort of thing, or even if it's just a light drizzle, light rain or whatever, I can be out here like this and I can be protected, and I can have all my gear and stuff back in there if I want to. So there's a ton of options you can do. Now if you do pull it out as an awning, I'd recommend you probably use 4 easy clips across the top, because you are pulling out pretty good when you tension this up. But I mean, look at that, that's pretty simple, right? Pretty easy thing to do. Alright, so anyway, so here I am, close out this video right here. Prairie Peacock Wilderness Innovation. You know, here's a nice little setup. Got us a nice shelter inside here with our tarp set up, our PSTL set up in a tall wedge. We've added a poncho. Of course, you could have matching colors if you want, but well, we've added a poncho as an awning here. So this is an awning. It can be a door. You know, it can be a lot of different things, depending on whatever you need it for. But this gives a lot of space out in here. I mean, it turns this little setup into quite a nice little deal. We appreciate your business buying our gear. We appreciate your comments, your likes, your shares, all that sort of thing. Tell your friends about it. If you don't have our gear, you know, try some of it out. I think you'll like it. And if you do like it, tell your friends about it. You know, they may enjoy it as well. So, Prairie Peacock with Wilderness Innovation. Have yourself a great day.